for good news.
Yeah.
All right, Tim Flakoll, District 44, Fargo. The lone no vote in the state Senate among the Republican caucus. What was that all about?
Well, I think it was a situation where, there's a lot of things put in there, and we weren't exactly sure. I wasn't exactly sure how it would play as we move forward. I'm optimistic that the prices will rebound and go up. Do we need stability in that? Without a doubt. I just wasn't sure that that was the vehicle, and they put a lot of thought into it throughout the session. And I know some of the Democrats were mad that it came in on Friday and we hit the floor on Thursday, but I also want to remind people that they also had 4 amendments today. So, we had to act quickly on those, and it's hard to read when there are multiple pages. So it is a lot to absorb, and the people that I represent, the emails and the phone calls I was getting, they just weren't supportive of it.
Does that say something about the political makeup of Fargo these days?
It could, yeah. I think they're a little concerned, and some of it's messaging, and some of it's trying to figure out exactly what it will be, and that's kind of one of the questions and the head scratchers for it, and there was a lot of different opinions. I think the Democrats way overstated how the numbers that they had. But I think, we do need the stability in there. And we had a similar bill last session and the session before. And I think, the House will probably concur, and it'll go on to the governor's for his consideration and probably signature.
How do you weigh, you mentioned that the emails you're getting and calls, and how do you know what's ginned up? How do you know what's sincere? How do you sort of gauge that? And did that ultimately affect your vote?
Well, that has to in all things. You have to not only look at, because we are sometimes privy to more information than the general public gets, because we're in the hearings, we have printouts, and we have a lot of other information that we get from our colleagues. So we do have times when we certainly have more information at our fingertips than the general public do, because they just can't spend that time. They send us here to represent them in a Republican form of government. However, these were unique. We sometimes get a lot of standard pat boilerplate emails, but these were not boilerplate emails that we were getting, or at least I was getting. They expressed their opinions in a fairly concise manner. None of them were rambling. All of them seemed to be pretty much on point and expressed their opposition to it. I was probably 10-1 no.
Wow. Yeah, and recommend that you vote no.
Correct. Yeah, I'm recommending vote no. So.
And that's why you did.
So that's that has to play into it. At some point, you have to say, what are the people back home, not just in my district, but kind of in the community as a whole. And we have to also remember that we don't represent just our district when we come to Bismarck, but we're the board of directors for the entire state. And we have to kind of look at it. As chair of the education committee, I have to look at what's best for all kinds of schools, as an example.
Last question. There were some folks that were chapped, I guess, about your vote on the House side, fellow Republicans. A lot of dismay in the moments right after that. Obviously it's a contentious time. You're trying to get a lot done, and they're saying, "Hey, we're helping on this, and this is the thanks we get for it." What do you say to that?
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard from them really. We got done to the floor, and we're down working on the K-12 bill for schools. That's $2 billion. So we have to move on to the next issue. We're getting really into the gritty time of the session when people have really invested a lot of heart, time, blood, sweat, and tears of sorts into things, and it does really sway emotion a lot of times. So I fully understand when people get disappointed and when things pass or don't pass. So that's just part of what we do.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tim.